Wait, you gonna leave us?
Yeah.
I'll edit this part out.
Welcome back, everyone, to my custom corner. This is the 4th edition. I'm so glad to have my buddy Ryan here with me this time around. How's it going, Matt?
Pretty good. I'm very excited to finally be here. I've really wanted to do one of these with you for ages and get to talk about these custom books.
And I think this will be the best so far. And the timing is just right. It's at the end of the year. It's gonna wrap everything up. Right. So this time around, I've got 6, 10, I think about 12, 13 books.
12 or 13 books. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Before we get into the filthy, we've got a little bit of plugging to do.
Let's do it.
Go follow us on Instagram at AussieVerse_comics and go follow our amazing editor and thumbnail designer, A51 Designs, on Instagram. She does amazing work. Go follow her.
She does. Yeah. All right. We'll start off with the regular size books. First off, this particular one I did a few jobs ago. It's Fighting American from Awesome. There is one that came before this from DC, and this is it.
All right. I've never read Fighting American. I was about to say I've never heard of him. Have heard of him. What's the go with Fighting American? What's he about?
Basically, he's like an offshoot of Captain America. He he has his own team, his own sidekick. There you go.
Didn't Rob Liefeld work on Fighting American at one point?
Yeah, this edition. Yeah. So, but this one I've only skimmed through the internal art. I'm not sure if he has a shield for this run, but this collects only 6 issues from DC.
Yeah, there was a little bit of legal trouble over that shield, wasn't there?
Yeah. I think one of the things that he couldn't do legally was to throw it. So he just had to use it as a basic shield.
They use it as a soccer ball.
Yeah.
Also, that cover you picked, that's a pretty good cover.
Yeah, I was flipping through it. Like I said earlier, coincidentally, it's one of the panel arts for issue 5, I think. Yeah, and I just cleaned everything up in the background and just slapped the title up front. Yeah. Apart from DC and Awesome, there was another run after DC from Titan Comx. I think it came out in 2 trade paperback volumes, and I've tracked one down, but the other one is elusive.
Are you going to hold off, or are you just going to get the singles for it to make up for that?
I don't know yet, because right now, after all this, I'm gonna slow down on buying gap fillers. I've got about 8 short boxes in my garage that are full of full sets. So I'm just gonna concentrate on those ones first. Make a little bit of space in there before I start adding gap fillers. Yeah.
And you have let me in on at least one of the things that's in that pile, I believe, or nearly complete in that pile, which I think is pretty astonishing.
Yeah. Let's see which one you're referring to. Well, the only independent imprint that I've done for this round is Girls.
Does it have anything to do with the Adam Driver HBO series, the same name?
Ooh, I don't know about that one. So no comment. Yeah, um, it's from the Luna Brothers. This design actually is from the Slipcase Deluxe Edition. So I just made it into the dust jacket. With Fine American, there's no dust jacket, but with this one, I used the art from the slipcase itself as the cover of the book.
That's a really cool cover that you've got there for the actual book, and then the dust jacket as well. I really enjoy it because it's a simple design.
Yeah. I initially wanted to use the dust jacket design for the book, but then black as a graphic cover for the book doesn't go really well. So I just made it into the dust jacket itself. And as with all of the flaps, this time around, I left the bag empty. I didn't put any of the cover of the trades there, but I did put it on the flaps.
That's a very inventive way to do it.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to lose any of the reference I had for the trade covers, for the covers for the trades. So I thought, yeah, just hide it on the flaps, and it's all empty now. It's gone.
Have you
Yeah,
ever thought about actually including those within the custom?
the covers for the trades.
Yeah.
I did consider it, but as you know, the materials is cardstock cover, and with the soft interior pages, it may, once you open and you reach the end of one tray and then you start at another, that cover will just stick out. Yeah,
What about throwing them at like the end as like an extra?
yeah. So like the variant covers where you have at the end, and you have that as an extra.
Yep.
Maybe my next few projects. Yeah, I've the top row are all my soft covers. Maybe those ones. Yeah, why not? The next one I've got, the next two are Marvel books, and this particular one is the 4 volume by Nick Spencer.
Now I'm gonna take a cheeky guess there. You didn't put it in reading order, you've put it in series order.
Yes. So with this one, I've also included the Secret Empire trade. So Secret Empire trade, in terms of the issue number, well, this one I had the covers on the inside as well. So the Secret Empire book is at the end, where it's like issues 17 to 19 plus other issues. Yeah.
That run is actually quite divisive. I actually really enjoyed it, surprisingly, especially the Secret Empire tie. Well, not the Secret Empire tie, the Civil War II tie-in
Right.
that is in there, because I think that just flips that event on its head.
When I was putting this together, I was considering making it a cheat Omni with oversized boards, but then with 4 trades, it's so slim. I have a couple of slim Omnis on my shelf already, and Omnis with this thickness, it doesn't really look good. And with this one, I've gone with a wraparound cover.
It's a beautiful image. That's one of the covers from the run, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the internal art. Yeah, you got right one at the back there. Yeah, I just had to have at least half of them on the front. And no titles on the spine. I don't want to break up the image.
I like that. It's simple, and I think that's what makes it good.
Yeah, I think so. And my last regular size book for this set, I've had this oversized original book on my shelf for a while. It collects all the 12 issues. This is also collected in volume 2 of the GMS Omni, I think. And in
Yep,
that Omni,
volume
it
2
also
or the bad one.
let's not sin by calling it. But in that volume, it also has the sketchbook. But this doesn't have the sketchbook. So what I did was I have the 12 issue singles plus the sketchbook, and I just duplicated. Same cover. I didn't want to move too much away from it, except for the color tone. Those 12 plus the sketchbook.
Wait.
And
Can I see that spine again? I was about to say, did you just call it the other or Spider-Man the other?
Spider-Man the other.
Yep, good. Because I was going to be like, well, where do you put it then?
Yeah, just a good comparison. Yeah, and that bit there is exactly what's written there. So if anyone's looking to get this, it's gonna be up for sale soon. Just watch out for it. And the what for the official one, it's just red. With this one, I've used before that. I've got a little bit of Moreland art in there. It's bright.
Oh, I like that. It stretches across both. That's so good.
Yeah. And you know how with the singles they had variants? Well, the variants are
Yeah,
here.
and they had different costumes for each, didn't they?
They do.
Yeah. That is brilliant.
May not be a popular choice, but hey, I thought it would be different.
I can already see Bo, wherever he is now, just shivering at the mention of that.
Well, with the next 3 books, he may shiver a little bit more. Continuing with Spider books, this next 3 Spidey Omnis, I've I think in quite a few of the previous haul videos, I shared a few of the singles that I said I'm tracking down to make the Omni, and the Omnis are done. Single issue floppies with oversized spots, so it's cheating a bit. This first custom Omni has the last 2 story arcs just before they relaunch with John Byrne and JRJR. It collects about 35 issues, and I've used the variant for volume 1 of the new run.
Now, sir, how did you turn those single issues into an oversized book?
Well, basically, I just stack them together. Have the bindery sewn them, just like an Omni. See if you flip through, you may see the thread going through there. Yeah, so it's sewn binding with this one, especially with this many books. I think it justifies it being sewn, and these are the books that's collected in here.
That's one I'd be surprised to actually see as an official one day as well.
Yeah, and one of the issues that collects here has a crossover with Thor.
Yeah, the Hero's Return era. You really like spreading it over two flaps, don't you? That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
I worked it out in such a way that each flap is like about half a page. Yeah, about half of the cover. So with one image that's supposed to be on a cover, I just split it in half. And the book cover, the John Byrne Omni had the yellow background with Spidey and a lot of the supporting cast heads floating in the background. That's the John Byrne art for issue 1. I went with John Romita Jr.'s issue 1 wraparound cover.
I don't know about you, but I feel like this is the era where John Romita Jr. is really firing in terms of Spider-Man art. And then I feel like after JMS, he kind of loses his luster.
Yeah, he lost a bit of steam towards the end. Right, so yeah, that's my first Spidey Omni. Don't know if I've shown the spine yet.
That classic 90s Spider-Man logo. You can never go wrong with that.
Yeah. Had to do a bit of digging online to find the right image, right resolution, so that it's just not pixelated. Right. So continuing on with where the last issue left off. We're going straight into the John Byrne stuff that leads all the way up to GMS. That one already had about 9 issues of the new series, and this is the next chapter.
Good old the next chapter.
The actual name next chapter was the 3 trade paperback, the title for the 3 trade paperbacks that were officially released. So I thought might as well just use it. Spine and front cover.
All right, I need to know your thoughts on this. John
Back cover.
Romita Venom, well, John Romita Jr. Venom.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It does.
It's too slim.
Yeah, it does look a little different than what we're used to.
So with this one, what made you decide on a cover on the front and the back?
Just basically, going through the issues, and I saw, Peter Parker had Peter Parker and the Amazing had a part 1 and part 2 of the Sinister Six story arc, and they were connecting covers. I thought I've not had connecting cover for 2 different titles on my dust jacket so far, and this is the first one.
Nah, not a fan of those wraparound covers that don't wrap around.
I getcha. But for the Right. So because of the bag doesn't have the cover of the singles issue. Again, they're all collected on the flaps.
I actually kind of wish that Marvel did that.
Yeah, we've not seen anything from Marvel, anything similar to this. Yeah. So you said not a fan of wraparound art that doesn't wrap around. So we've got the Sinister Six.
That's a really good Alex Ross image.
There you go. Yeah.
It's hard to go wrong with that, I'd say.
Agree. Yeah, and that's the cover. And you know how some have a gatefold for the front cover? It's still intact.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So it's not like that one printing of Death of Superman where they had to just print it as 2 actual pages.
In the earlier volume, yeah. We've learned our lessons. And the final volume just before JMS took over, this one had the 3-issue Green Goblin story arc as well. Um, Similar cover, but I used that art over there, Alex Ross's art, and I used the cover, issue 25 of Amazing Spider-Man for the front cover.
I like that cover. It's a really good one. What did you do at the back of this one?
Traditional.
Traditional.
Yeah. Yeah. And with the flaps, because it contains the Goblin story in there. So you've got Spidey and I'm not.
You're on another
Yeah.
level with these. They really impress me.
I'll try. Again, single issues because you'll see all the color bands, and also wraparound. Where earlier the cover was Sinister Six, and I've got Sinister Six on the book. Now you've got Spidey and Goblin.
I love it.
And like all of the books so far, they've got ribbon bookmarks, all of them. And
Would you ever add ribbons to any of your other books?
Tempting, wouldn't it?
Do you not have them currently?
Would you be referring to the official Omnis or any of them?
Any of them?
I might for the books that I'm partial to. The books that are like, maybe not.
And just for the people at home, what do those books look like together? So, like, if they're on your shelf, what do they look like next to each other?
All right, give me a minute while I put the dust jackets back on.
What do you think of this era of Spider-Man as well? Do you enjoy it?
Well, these were my singles. I read them. I enjoyed them. I jumped on this series because they rebooted it with the number 1. I thought, what better time to jump in? Let's see if I can make some space here.
Just hold them up. Just hold them up together.
Yeah.
That'll be easiest to do, I suppose.
Oof. And standing
See?
up.
See, guys at home, that'll look very beautiful on a shelf. Any shelf with
Yeah.
that on it automatically looks 100 times better.
Now, I know some people out there, they might comment, I'm really cheating with oversized boards while using regular sized floppies or regular sized trays. But this next six, I've u- I've used oversized books.
Don't tease me with. I know exactly what this one is as well, and don't tease me with this.
So there's a mix. There are two Marvel Omnis and four DCs. Four from DC with the Rebirth run. This book will officially come out next year. I've used the same art for the dust jacket. It's white, so you might not see it.
Funnily enough, I saw that in the Much Solicits, and I went, "Oh, I really like that cover."
I think this is the DM, if I'm not mistaken.
Nah, the DM is the Alex Ross, Timeless.
Oh wait, right. Let's see what's gonna be inside. Spine with the Omni logo there. So the back is going to be obviously different. It collects the two oversized hardcovers, and that is from the back of the book.
Because I don't think we've touched on it yet. When you design the spine of a book, how do you like to design them? Do you like to go, okay, it's Captain America in big writing, then storyline, and then here's your author? Or are you just like Hulk in big writing, Peter David small volume?
I think it depends on if it's a continuing series or if it's going to be by a particular writer. In this instance, this was the third option that I had. Initially, it was just bold Captain America and Ta-Nehisi Coates' name at the bottom of the title and an EDB image of Cap. I thought, there are other omnis that just put the name, make it small under the title and have a big image. And I think what I did with that image was I looked at all the Marvel omnis that I've got. I took an average height of what those images are, and I just used it here.
That's really smart. Would you ever, so let's say, I think you've got the Brubaker Cap volumes.
Yeah.
Would you ever get custom Just Jackets for those to make them match that Coates one that you've got there?
Oh, just like Daredevil, Bendis and Brubaker.
Oh God, I've just sent you down a rabbit hole that you're not going to recover from.
Stop. Or even like, just looking at my Marvel shelf, just like Hulk by Peter David. They've got the same title art design.
Yeah, they all match and they're all pretty good. I'm looking at them now. Don't ever touch those books. Those are perfect.
No. Right. So internal art flaps would be the same image that I've used on the spine, just the full size one.
I feel like I've seen that one quite earlier today, actually. That's the timeless variant, isn't it?
And for the book itself, it's also a wraparound.
I actually quite enjoy that #1 cover. It's a really good wraparound one.
And like I said, because it's I'm using oversized hardcovers, There you go. As opposed to that. So yeah.
Now, I
Full
know
text.
that there are places you can go on the internet. I'm not going to say where you can go to find it, but you can commission your own custom Omnis from a certain place. Would you ever do that?
It just takes out the joy of making something your own. I mean, granted, I could tell that person or that the person on how I want it done, but it's just I'd like to have my creative juices flowing. It the joy of finally something, uh, finally seeing something that you've done printed out, folded around the book. Yeah, I don't think I'll commission anyone, unless it's something that is really hard to find and I really want it. But with books that are getting reprinted all the time now, I'll just wait. Yeah.
Also, have you read that Kurt's run on Cap? And if you did, what did you think of it?
Not yet. Even the Nick Spencer run, I only read the first trade, so the remaining 3 that's collected in there gonna be brand new for me.
Kurt's Cap, it's very political, but I remember when I read it, I really enjoyed the first arc where he fights Taskmaster.
All right. Well, gonna look forward to reading it, especially for next year, because I'm making a few changes, so a lot of stuff that are on my shelf I've not read yet. More than half of them is still shrink wrap. It's time to unwrap them. All right, so the next, let's see, the next Marvel book.
Cheeky. It's
Matt
very
Fraction's
cheeky.
run. There you go.
Marvel's never going to print that, so someone might as well make sure it happens.
I'm your guy. There you go.
Where does the OHC go up to?
Issue 33. I think it's almost halfway through the run. Yeah. Again with the internal flaps, LaRocca's art.
That run as well might be LaRocca's best work, I think.
Yeah. Haven't read this, reread this since the last time I closed the covers. Those years ago. I remember enjoying the read. Yeah, so it's just sitting there, looking pretty, but it's not doing anything. Might as well.
It's beautiful. It's so good.
And with this one, let's see if I did it right. Yeah. So I didn't create a contents page for the official fake Omnis, but what I did was I kept the credits page from the book itself, so I didn't need to recreate them.
I see you. It means you have to do less work.
Yeah, less printing means I don't have to spend too much on printing additional prints. With this one, with the original, it was sewn binding, but because I wanted to collect all the extras at the back of each hardcover, everything at the back, I had to remove it from the spine, and I had to cut it down the middle. So these ones are glued binding. Even so, it still has a good eye. Very little gutter loss. And with Iron Man, I chose to go with red and yellow headbands.
I feel like if you handed that book to someone in just ARC, they wouldn't even know. They would just assume that it's sewn because of the bands.
Gotta be honest, I'm surprised at how well these turned out. I was really nervous because this is like the first OHC that I stripped. But yeah, when I collected from the bindery and I was going through it, I said, "Oh, good job."
So I can see Bendis X-Men in your future.
Bendis is is that the all new X-Men?
Uncanny and
Which
All
one?
New.
Ah, I don't have the I don't have the OHCs for those. I
They're
don't.
around. They are easily available.
Well, those are the two Marvels. Did I? Yeah. All right. So the next four are from DC. The Rebirth run. First one, I'm going through this alphabetically, is um, Joshua Williamson's run. I
So
took, yep.
I think you've known me long enough to know that that's like my favorite Flash run as well.
Yes, you may have mentioned it once or twice. um, I took a bit of inspiration from whose one was it? Jeff John's run, in terms of the spine design.
I
Yeah,
like it. I like it.
yeah. I don't really like the small print for the Flash title. I think it may work better on its side, and Joshua Williamson's name underneath.
That's an easy fix. You can just make a custom dust jacket for that, and all's good as new.
Yeah, no, or I just open up the print, the file for this one, rotate this, done. Um, with the DC logo. I don't know if you can see that. It's got the flash in there.
I like that's nifty. That's nice.
And as you know, Joshua Williamson's run extends to the trades as well. I plan to custom bind those ones as well. I'm in saying that this spine may change once those ones are ready. So I'm gonna do a connecting spine. I think it'll come up to 3 or 4 volumes altogether.
With those OHCs, so I'm guessing that
Yeah.
you went and did 1, 2, and 3. Did you tear apart Volume 2 and put the button in there? The whole thing.
Funny you should say that. Yeah. So I spliced button into volume 2. All right. Let's see if I can find it, because the paper is slightly different. Flipping through it. Oh, there you go. Found it. Like I said, the paper used for the button OHC is slightly thicker than the Flash run. So there you go. It's spliced in there.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I hope I have a real one day. Or if I ever go to Queensland, that book might go missing.
Stay away. Again, I kept uh, the front of every OHC. including the button there as well. Yeah, and then it goes straight up. So like I said, with every OHC, I try to separate the extras at the back of each book, compile it together, and then put it right at the end, just like any normal or regular Omni. But before that, let's give you a show of the cover.
I like that. That's oh, is that DGMNQ? Is that how you say it?
You think so?
No, or is that Scott Collins or damn, I don't remember who was on that run. In terms of artists, there was so many.
Yeah, so like I said, towards the end of the book, you know how sometimes the cover extras that are collected at the back, they tend to be just thumbnails.
Yep.
Yeah, but with obviously with the OHCs, they are all full page.
And I always like how they include character designs and stuff in the back as well.
See, with the character designs, it threw me off a little bit. I thought, that they're not actually covers. They should be collected on its own probably after the covers. But the way that they're printed, cover and then the character designs, there's no way for me to separate them. So yeah, whatever in the chunk for each individual book. See, where I had to splice the button. Again, this is the only time that there's a repeat. I don't think the other books had this issue. Though, in saying that, I might I might come across this again with Batman. Yeah, so this is the only time that there's a duplicate art.
Okay, one more mapping question. So I know that if I made that book, I would have put the Rebirth one shot at the front for DC Universe Rebirth. Did you do that?
I didn't, because that one is collected here after Watchmen. Yeah, I didn't want.
Fits very nicely into your collection, how it's mapped.
Next book is Justice League Rebirth. Just keeping it simple. White spine.
And it matches the other two books that just came out for New 52. I like that.
And the back. Right, so with this one, the Rebirth only comes up to 3 books, but the series actually continues on in Christopher Priest's run. So Rebirth book 3 ends at issue 33, and Christopher Priest continues at 34 until 43. So because it's the same run, I put all 4 together, and it does have a nice thickness to the for the book.
Funnily enough, I remember when that was coming out,
Yeah,
I hated the Brian Hitch
Brian
part of the
Hitch.
run. So the Hitch part I didn't like, and then when Priest came on, I was like, "Oh, I really love this," and then he got canned.
Yeah, a shame it was only 12 issues, 12 13 issue run. Oh, before I forget, let's check it for the Flash. Looking up together.
Oh, that's from Running Scared. That's such a good one.
See, yeah, I thought it's really apt because it's just splitting right through the middle. Yeah.
Oh, it was Howard Porter. That's who it was before.
Howard Potter. Yeah. And with this one, again, then you know how I love having all this art on the flaps. There you go.
It's really satisfying.
And the book itself,
Oh, you did not use that really amazing image. That's such a good one to use.
I thought it's really appropriate since there's so many of the DC characters in there, and it's a Justice League book. Yeah,
I really feel like what DC need with the Justice League is they just need that book that's just like everyone is here.
yeah, and you know, if everyone's in, and then you just have to make sure that whoever's writing it um, can do juggle multiple characters, and give them a fair share of screen time. Last two books. These are Superman books. A few weeks ago, I sold off my Thomas and Gleason Omni because I am doing this.
I really like that. I gotta know, did you end up including, what was it? Super Sons of Tomorrow?
No, so this just collects strictly the Superman Rebirth books. So the Super Sun material will be in its own collection.
Because that really disappointed me with those OHCs, how they left that little crossover out.
Yeah, I can understand.
All
Well,
those OHCs.
well, to be fair, they did have the two Super Sons Omni, and covers to the 4 books. Again with the flaps, similar to the Flash.
That run as well, that like some of the best Superman stuff to come out in the last decade, 2 decades even, I'd say.
There you go. Yes, it's pretty thick for OHCs. The the last book for the batch, I think the only action comics book that has been collected is the Morrison's run, purely action. But luckily, after New 52, action had its own, and with Thomas and Gleason, it's yellow on orange. I just flipped the colors around.
I like that. That's genius, and it'll match the Batman and Robin as well by Tomasi.
Yeah. Decided to go with this cover. Contemplating, and the 4 books.
I gotta ask the real question, because
Yeah.
I know what's not in there. Will you eventually do another book with the prelude stuff to that Action Comics, like Convergence Superman 1 and 2, Superman Lois and Clark 1 to 8, and Final Days of Superman?
Those. Oh, Final Days of Superman. Final Days of Superman is the towards the end of New 52.
Yeah, it's issue 51 and 52 of Superman Action, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, those ones I've already mapped out to finish off. Well, New 52 Superman and New 52 Action. Well, I'll finish off Action up to the point where what's before Final Days of Superman. There was
Savage
another.
Dawn.
Yes, so I'm gonna get Savage Dawn and Last Days together, and where that ends and before Savage Dawn starts, it's gonna be another book. But seeing how you've mentioned Superman and Lois plus the two convergence issue before that, I may add that just to
10 issues.
fatten it up a bit. And this one where we had father and son. Now we've got Mortal Enemies.
Beautiful. Like, oh, that's one of my favorite covers in that entire run, I'd say.
First time using black, white, and red. Because it's action, so you gotta have some action in it.
You never fail to impress.
It's just fortunate that on the spine it's right in the middle. I get a face shot, and the middle of his chest shield, and that's it. Oh wait, for this one though, I didn't just collect the three rebirth books. I also included the 1000 deluxe. So it finishes off from 999 and goes into the 1000. It's in there, I promise. Even if I don't get there, you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
The
So what happens?
much awaited return of the underwear.
Which is going to be the next batch of Superman Omni by Bendis. It'll be after this and this.
Yeah, Superman just ends for me at Action 1000.
It does.
Yep. Similar to how Marvel ends for me at Secret Wars.
Oh no! So no all new for you?
I pick and choose because for me, like a lot of it's just wrapped up at Secret Wars, so it's just like I can just leave most of it.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, that's my custom haul for the year. Before I finish though, I've made a space on my shelf to see how that look.
Oh, it even lines up. That's so good.
And with Superman, will it be Superman first or Action first?
I'd put Action first because the first arc is just about him putting the costume back on.
There you go.
It's too good.
I like, honestly, I like the Justice League one as well.
Now, if you do any future ones, different colors.
Oh, for the Justice League.
So, like, not even just for Justice League. Like, if you eventually do Nightwing and Batman and
So
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman and Nightwing, yeah. Yeah. I'll try to find something new. Nightwing will be black and blue maybe.
Ooh, and you could have the little Nightwing symbol up the top.
At the top, yeah. Yeah, just like replacing the the Superman symbol on top.
Yeah, it looked really effective.
Yeah, we'll see. No, in saying that, I was just watching Omar's room tour earlier, and he was going through his Rebirth OHCs, and I saw there's a volume 4 and a volume 5.
They're custom.
No wonder. I was trying looking for it, and nothing popped up. They were good though.
Because I saw his Transformers volume 1, 2, 3, and 4, and immediately went, "What? You have those?" Now, did we want to get in a word from our amazing sponsor, who this video is brought to you by? Yeah, that was the wrong one.
This show is sponsored by the Comx shop. Check out comx.cx for all things Comx and find out what Comx is all about. We hope you enjoyed the show.